Go ahead, start it, Mike.
Episode 1. Intro.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 1 of season 3 of the Juggalo Rewind podcast, where we dig into the archives and go track by track on classic Juggalo albums. This season, we're doing Wizard of the Hood. And as you may or may not know, my name is Peter, and I am here with Chris. What is going on, sir?
Nothing. I don't have no M-Dog. I don't have no Red Bull, but I'm here. Find my way, somehow transport me into Oz. I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
I like how you keep calling it M-Dog, like a fucking M-Dog 20. It's Mad Dog 20.
Yeah, you know. I'm excited.
This is season 3, episode 1. Like we said, we are going to be talking intro.
Yep.
Of
classic track. Already, let's just say this is a staple of the Juggalo canon.
Let's just put it right in there.
We'll
right
call
now.
it a day.
Before we get too deep into all of our nonsense, if you didn't listen till episode 0, where we kind of set the table for this, I would definitely implore you to go back to that. Or if you haven't gone back to the first 2 seasons, definitely go back and check those out, because we are full of nonsense. But if you are new to us, welcome.
Yeah, you don't know. We might be referencing things from previous seasons, so if you don't know it, get back there, know it. And while you're at it, rate, review. We didn't say that last week.
I think we did, but that's okay.
Well, I'm going to say it again. Rate, review, share, all those good things. You could rate on Spotify now if you have it on your... I think it's only on your phone. I don't think you could do it on a desktop.
Really?
Yeah. But on your phone, you got a little... I think all you do is put a little like a little heart or something. Make sure you do that if you're listening on Spotify. Most importantly, Facebook, or not Facebook. Apple.
Yes.
Leave a good review there. Apparently that's big for the algorithms.
Yes, if you've already done it, you can do it again. You can have a season 2 review.
Make
or
some
season
burner
3
accounts.
You can do it on the same account. You don't need a burner account.
Do some more accounts. Yeah, I'm sure you could have endless emails. Sign up for all the spam shit you want, and then go back and rate and review us.
You sure you're not drunk on? You're not 7 brews deep?
Maybe I've been smoking. This is the Juggalo Smoker album. You don't know.
Follow us on all social medias at Juggalo RWD, and Instagram and Twitter are the big ones, I feel.
Those are the 2. TikTok now kind of creeping up. A little fun stuff on there.
It's so fucking funny. Like, I put one the other day, it's got like 15 views. But like the one before that, for no random reason, it gets like 1,000.
There's the one gathering news one I posted. It's like 3,000 or something like.
I don't know why. The algorithm for that is way fucking off.
Yeah, that thing's wonky. I don't even know how it works.
No, I see a funny video and I steal it, and then I put our music over it. That's pretty much all.
Or if I find a funny clip I throw on there, I don't know what gets flagged on there. Like, it's like the Wild West to me in TikTok. I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, I just sit there and stare at all the dances.
What?
All the Lizzo dances. And all the...
0 days horny, Peter.
Come on now. Where else are we going? Phone number, 810-666-1570. If you want to leave us a voicemail, tell us a story about your remembrance of this album. Or anything. We don't care what you talk about. Some people just leave us random noises.
Yeah, our good... Well, we say good, but I've never met the man in my life. Schizo the Rider. His voicemail, I couldn't tell if he was happy with us, angry with us, but I'm glad he called. And
yes. We got one from in between seasons from someone. We're getting them all over the place. So leave us a voicemail, and maybe we'll play it at the end of the year. If email is your cup of tea, juggalorwd@gmail is the way to go. Or find us online at juggalorewind.com. That's everything about us. You should know everything about us. Otherwise, we're just 2 assholes that are reviewing albums track by track. This one happens to be intro.
Yep.
Not the shortest track we've done in our history.
No.
So.
And don't check out, because unlike previous seasons, we get a little more deep on this one, because 0 was reserved for the foundation, but here we are going to give you the backstory of Wizard of the Hood before we get into the intro.
Yeah, I don't know how many people do this. I'm sure they do, but if you're just skipping around, I don't think this is a skippable episode.
Yeah.
I think...
That's a good foundation piece.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about way more than just the actual song. That will take literally 2 seconds. So, you ready to just dive in?
Yeah.
Ready
How
to
do
go?
we get to the Wizard of the Hood? You get in a tornado? In your dope house?
Yeah, I guess we should do it this way. I wanted to jump in another way, but let's you're
No,
pushing.
I trust you to steer the ship.
No, you're right. Well, then we're fucked. Wizard of the Hood. Let's do a little bit of a history on this album, if you will.
Should we do a quick boilerplate of
The
what we
fuck?
discussed?
You just told me to do it, and then you just interrupt.
a little, a quick overview of what we already discussed, before we got into... Go on. What
You mean of the last episode?
Yeah, just a quick, there's Del
So we're going to
Wizard
redo exactly what we talked 2 hours about last week.
I was just going to say they did Wizard of Del Rey and Intelligence of Violence, and then Dog Beats had Wizard of the Hood and Country Wizard. And now here we are in Wizard of the album. Go on.
Chris is hammered right now.
It got me scared. You yelled at
I
me.
didn't yell at you at all.
I understand.
I yelled at you via text. When I thought we were going to do this yesterday, and we didn't.
when I had your false hopes on White Castle.
Oh, I was so hungry. So ready to eat White Castle.
I was half asleep in my son's bed, putting him to sleep, and I'm like, well, fuck, I thought we were doing it Saturday.
What did I eat for dinner yesterday? Something, just a sandwich. But I'm like, I was ready to eat on the way to the studio. Oh, okay.
I made some pork chops.
Thanks. Okay, so as Chris alluded to in one sentence without breathing, yes, Wizard of the Hood has a history in the ICP lore of having multiple songs about this, what do you call it? Theme. I was going to say genre. That didn't make any sense. And then it came out that Jay wanted to make one song into one concept album.
I do have the post here. Would you like me to read it?
We actually have a concept album, not a made-up one like last
the
season.
Lotus.
Yes, if you have the history of where this seed of an idea germinated from, then you go right ahead. Oh, thank God the record button was on. I just looked at it for the first time. You go right ahead.
This was on ICP.com, December 23rd, 2002. Jay says, I'm finally releasing a solo Violent J EP. But it might not be exactly what y'all want right now.
Before you go too deep into that, I'm sorry.
Go on.
When did you say that was?
December 23rd, 2002.
December 23rd. Okay, so just to give everyone an idea, the Wraith Shangri-La comes out in November of 2002.
Yeah, good idea.
So this is full in the... We're going to talk about this much more, but this is like, I wouldn't even say smack dab in the middle. He's talking about this a month into the Wraith era.
Yeah, the big album is dropped the 6th, and
you said it's December of 2002?
Yeah.
So, without looking, I don't think you went to these, but they did a quick Diamonds Raining tour, which wasn't like the Wraith tour, but it was just
like the warm-up tour.
Yeah, it was like a handful, and I went to the show in Columbus. And that has a bunch of fucked up stories because all of our stories have fucked up stories. But I wonder if they did that, and this is literally like as they're coming back.
Yeah, you know so that tour
early December.
It's weird because there was like 5/12 and 6/12 had shows.
What?
8/12, 9/12, 10/12.
You asshole! The dates are fucking European. They're backwards. They're all like 12. Right?
I'm like, what the hell? They did one a month.
No, that's like 12/5, 12/6, 12/7, right?
Oh yeah, because this is from like another country, Belgium. Yeah. So
are you looking at that Riddlebox?
Yeah.
That website. What is that? What's the
Riddlebox.be?
That website is fucking awesome. I don't think the guy speaks. He doesn't speak English, I don't think. But talking about the most comprehensive, like flyers and dates and albums and everything, like
it's shit we love exactly here.
Yeah, no, everyone who's never gone to that, please check that out. But yes, his dates are fucking backwards.
Okay, now I see it. It makes sense. So it was from 12/5.
Motherfucker. Yeah, I did yell at you about that. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, I'm reading it like an American here. I'm like, they did one a month here.
That's the problem. You and your You and your guns and your abortion laws.
This isn't a political podcast. So it was from 12/5 to 12/14 were the dates. So yeah, he's just announcing it here. I don't even think they've recorded it at this point. The way this post looks.
Yeah, that's weird.
So Raining Diamonds was just ended a week before this post.
So yeah, the Diamond Rain is fully within the allure of Psychopathic.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to timestamp where that was.
So, give you a feel where we are.
Yep, he's feeling happy and good.
I know I was loving this time.
His face paint's nice and pointy, and his
face paint was sweet.
We could debate that, but
I got a life-size stand-up in the back room of it.
Doesn't make you any less of an asshole.
Anyways, as Jay goes on, he says, "It might not be exactly what y'all want right now, but the fact is it's still going to be the shit. The whole EP is going to be only one song. One long-ass, funny-ass song, actually. It's going to be a brand new, redone 30-minute version of Ice-P's old school classic from Carnival Carnage, Wizard of the Hood. In the new, devastatingly fresh 2003 version, Shaggy's going to play the Lion, Jimmy Madrox is going to play the Scarecrow, and Monoxide's going to be the Tin Man. The record is going to be very different because it's going to be a theme record. One long-ass story. It's a whole fresh story song with a full-page comic booklet that you can flip through and read along while you listen to the CD. It's crazy funny shit. It's something brand new, and it's going to end up becoming another fresh, little collectible item of flavor. Look for it at the gathering." Already putting it where it's going to be.
And they hit that mark.
They actually hit that one.
Hell yeah, good job. They hit the first part and the last part. It was a thing.
It was a thing.
It came out at the gathering. But everything in between, now it's a fucking lie sandwich.
I mean...
lie sandwich on rye bread.
I would say you could call it one song if you want. Like, if you put it out as one song.
No, you can't. What the fuck are you talking about?
I guess you can't call it that. You could make it one song. It is one... Like, if he released it as one continuous song, it would have been fine. You wouldn't have...
Then, Midnight Syndicate would have fucking sued them. We didn't talk about that. I'm sorry. We did talk about that last season. Mm-hmm. The one that they sued them for originally was the Jumpsteady album, The Road.
Okay.
I think we danced around that they did like a Lotus track and a this track and a that track, but that was the
That was the one that flagged it.
That's what made that CD so rare.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you can't find that CD because they had to pull them all.
I got mine signed by Jumpsteady.
No, you don't. The Road?
Oh, no. I thought you meant chaos.
Do you listen to me at all?
I thought you meant the song was called The Road.
Fucking my wife and my mom. Like, no one listens to me.
Well, no one listens to like fucking Jumpsteady, so what do you want from me?
Well, I guess we're not getting Jay on this season, so...
I'm just joking, Jumpsteady. I love you. It's the chaos theory. I bang that.
So did...
Oh, come on now.
Oh, fuck. Oh, all right. Anyways, so if we're talking, which people on the... we talk about it sometimes. The ICP with We is another Juggalo podcast, and they have a Discord where everyone talks shit to each other. And talking about albums that are one-songers, you have Freaky Tales, which I've never listened to.
Yeah.
The Road, and then, I mean, this would have been, but yeah. Because people were joking, like, are you going to do Freaky Tales? I'm like, fucking, I've never even listened to that. I have no idea what
I started it. I never finished it, yeah. I would like to find out what they say.
But but yeah, like, I think they've only done those two, so this one would have been in line with that.
Yeah.
But do they really have any concept other than this and the Cold 187? Does Psychopathic have any concept albums?
They got a concept story that stretches across 6 Joker cards.
You said that so serious. You were staring at me like you were doing our wedding vows. It's like, I don't know why you were so serious about that. I believe it. Fuck, why do I even try? Okay, go ahead. Was there something else you were talking about?
No, just interesting to see the cast. Originally was totally off.
Yeah, it was close.
That's the most interesting part, I would think. That Shaggy was going to be the Lion at first, so let's go back.
Oh, yes.
Our cast here. In the Wizard of Del Rey, Shaggy played the Tin Man. In the Wizard of the Hood, Shaggy played the Scarecrow. And then he was going to be the Lion, so Shaggy's... the plan all along was to have Shaggy cover each character in all 3 versions.
Then he ended up just being the fourth character.
He was the Wiz. Spoiler alert.
Well, all right, that's been
See
Wizard
you
of the...
guys, Series 4. It's coming along smoothly. Yeah, I don't know. I find that interesting. I wonder, like,
Yeah,
did Jay
why
have
that-
something in mind for them for those, or did he just, like, fucking throw it out there?
I would assume he just threw it out there. Also, fucking disrespect to Blaze.
That's what I was wondering. I went back and looked. Remember we discussed last season that Blaze was off the label for a minute?
Yeah.
He was definitely back at this point.
Yeah, because we're way
Yeah,
deep
he's
into...
fully in, so maybe he was going to be the Wizard. Could you imagine?
It'd be real sweet.
You know what he probably was going to be? The fucking witch. He's dead. Well, I mean,
The witch. Instead of seeing the shoes, you would see the clock.
yeah. Maybe he would have been the Wicked Witch. He would have had like a verse maybe before the house dropped on him.
I hate to say it's perfect how it is, because I'm sure they could have... They don't have a ton of verses between them. They could have very easily done each other's parts, but like...
Yeah, each
I don't
person.
know.
Coming.
Yeah, it's cool how it
It
is.
fits, I think. Blaze being the Lion fitting because he's a big Lions fan. I think that's why he got that one.
Should have come out in this fucking Scott Mitchell uniform.
He should have wore the sweater that who's the coach?
Like Wayne Fonz
Wayne
used to
Fonz's
wear.
like crazy ass sweater.
Yeah,
That's what he should
the
have wore.
nice You come out dressed like Matt Patricia. With a big fucking slob.
Big fucking slob.
All right, so...
But yeah, that was the initial post announcing it.
And that was, as you said, December of 02, which
Right.
is right in the heart of the Wraith era. If we want to remember, everyone, like where this is coming in, although you already alluded to it, just putting in the era of Psychopathic. So the Wraith Shangri-La came out in November. You had Isham came out with Acid Rain in December.
That was the compilation one, right? With a couple new tracks?
yes.
Yeah.
Just skipping ahead a little bit, Isham put out some singles. Zug Island Cracked Tiles came out right at that time in January of 03. Hatchet Warrior comes out in April.
Long awaited debut.
The Green Book comes out in July.
Ooh, that's a banger.
And then Wizard of the Hood comes out at the Gathering July 22nd of 03.
And I'm going to need to go back and dig. But I do remember stumbling on a post in the Wayback Machine. I don't have it saved. But Shiny Diamonds and... Not Shiny Diamonds. My Shine and Bloody Bitch Dead, I think,
Yes.
were two singles he released online, I believe before Wizard of the Hood.
Correct. Those come out on the night before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That had to be 02. Obviously. It's in the fucking notes. We have it right here.
No, it's not on the notes.
You're a
On the timeline?
fucking...
Oh, the notes for the songs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Released on ICP.com on Thanksgiving Eve.
Well, now I know where to find the post.
Anyways. Anywho's.
It's your fault for putting the Isham singles in there and not putting those singles on this list. Moving along.
Okay, so, as we said, Wizard of the Hood comes out July... I put July 22nd because I think that was the day of the... That may have been the day of the release. I don't know if that was the day of the Gathering. Sometimes when they drop things at the Gathering...
They don't actually have that as the release date.
Yeah, like the Gathering may have been on like the 17th, the week before, but then the actual like worldwide, like the...
It's the next Tuesday.
CDs come out on Tuesdays. Yeah, it was something like that. So,
yeah, July 17th was the Gathering.
so the 22nd was the full release.
Actual release date. They just had boxes of it for sale there.
Yes.
Off the record.
And I believe I 100% bought it at that Gathering.
That was out of the Gathering. I only went to the two convention hall ones, so I was not there for the campground fun.
Yeah, that was the first outdoor Gathering. What a fucking nightmare. No, it was cool.
I enjoy, so far, each season... Most cases don't really have it, but I enjoy that we've been weaving in the Gathering stories throughout these seasons. It's kind of fun.
It's hilarious. In our notes right there, it says Gathering 03 starts on 7/17. So I had it in the timeline. But that's okay. Even I can't be mad at myself for not looking at my own bullshit. So.
Oh, yeah, just blame me.
That's easy. You're right there. Two versions of this came out at the Gathering. One was a nice normal CD and a nice jewel case that I'm looking at right now. And you have all 9 tracks, and then your bonus tracks are Axis Swingin' and Multiple Myselves.
So those are the 2 new tracks, yeah.
Yes. And then they also came out with a tin version. Is that what you call it? Tin?
Yep,
Collectible tin. The CD had 2 different, as Chris alluded to, the 2 other tracks, the My Shine and Bloody Bitch something.
Bitch Dead.
Which has 2 different names. What's it on the vinyl right there?
Bloody Bitch Dead.
Somewhere else it's just called like Bloody Bitch.
Oh, really?
I think maybe when it was on the website. And we're going to get into those later, but there's a lot that goes into all of those bonus tracks. Also in the tin, do you have that up real quick? What else comes in it? Is it just the Violent J rolling papers?
Yeah, I believe so.
There's nothing else like weird with it?
Inside contains the CD in a blank plastic disc tray, a 2-sided insert with credits and advertisements, a pack of Violent Joints brand rolling papers. The papers are size 1.5 and are made of pure hemp.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
You were asking me what it was.
My God. I don't mean you. I mean like them more. Like, seriously? Their size. What?
I like to know the size. That's interesting. So the only extra thing would be this.
The rolling papers.
Well, and then this flyer listing those releases.
Oh, all 4 of those actually came out.
On time, though?
Who's to say?
Esham's Repentance at October 2003.
Well, I have it right here, so stop fiddle fucking with the microphone. My God.
Bootleg in LA was August.
Repentance came out in November of 03. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
DVD, I have no idea.
And then the other 2 just say coming soon.
Well, yeah, that's okay. It's an easy way to do it. So, my quick story about that, and I've been trying to get the full answer to this, but I sorry to tell a half story. At that gathering, we definitely didn't camp. Like, we were always hoteling. I've never camped at a gathering.
Well, you guys were Juggalo elites. You couldn't
Anyways.
slum it down with the rest of us.
I was going to make another joke before us. You've never been to one. I don't remember who I was in the car with, but there's always back and forth. I remember our friend Crystal was driving. I'm positive I was sitting behind her. I think this kid that we knew, Chris, was sitting in the front seat. I don't know who was sitting in the back with me. And I've asked a couple different people, no clue. We get pulled over by the cops. I don't want to say obviously if you're a new listener or maybe an old listener. I'm the only sober one in the car by far. Crystal gets, I want to say she gets out of the car to talk to the cop. Okay, please come follow me.
Oh, okay. I thought she got out on her own.
No. I have another story. That's not a Juggalo story, but I know someone who did that. She gets out and talks to the cop. I look next to us, and she bought the fucking tin. And I said, are we going to get in trouble because we have, I don't know, and they're targeting people, you know, whatever.
Looking for paraphernalia.
Yeah. We have fucking rolling papers in the car. I know everyone in this car is drunk or fucked.
Yeah.
Is this going to fuck us?
I mean, you can't get in trouble for papers. You could be rolling cigarettes with those. You don't know.
Yes, unless you're all already high and they'll have something on you.
Yes,
right?
That's a probable cause to look for other things.
I'm sure they all probably did have something else on them. This kid, Chris, is a very large individual, and he legit was saying, I think I'm going to run. He was going to just bounce out of the car and go. It's like, people are going to catch you. There's no way. But this was the mind state of I'm just going to fucking run.
How far are you from the grounds?
I just remember being on this a long road in the middle of the fucking nowhere. So I really don't know. I'd say halfway between.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my story with the tin version. I don't know if she got a ticket or not, and I don't know if it was speeding or whatever.
Yeah. But and you didn't buy the tin then at the gathering?
I did not. I just bought the regular version.
You didn't
and I don't specifically remember getting it. Maybe I waited until we got home.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Were you out of the merch game at that point?
No,
Like
I'm out of the merch game. Still in the merch game, boy.
Still in there.
I want to buy the tin now. You're saying? No, I would have been fully into buying like everything possible.
Yeah, just for whatever reason, the tin. I guess it was marketed, for the weed papers and like to store your weed in. So
Yeah, I guess
it doesn't really fit your gimmick.
I mean, I don't know why I didn't get it, to be honest.
I'm trying to think. I probably bought mine at Best Buy on a lunch break at Red Holman, the car dealership I worked at.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't get it there, I would have gotten it at Rock of Ages. So.
Yeah. I don't know if I bought that one early or not. I know that was the era of Rock of Ages selling it the Friday before and stuff.
for sure.
Yeah. No. Well, first of all, generation now they don't buy CDs, but back in our day, new albums would come out on Tuesdays, and that's when you'd have to go buy them. But Rock of Ages would be selling them that weekend before in the stores.
Kayfabe, brother.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Now they sell them on Fridays.
Yeah.
Albums come out on Fridays nowadays.
Now they probably sell them the week before.
They sell them on Tuesdays like they should have.
So that's my story of that release. And then those came out at the same time. Obviously they both came out at the same time.
We're like, I was just thinking, Wraith didn't have a cassette tape. This didn't have a cassette tape. So the Bizarre was like the end of the cassette tape run. I don't think anything after that really had a cassette tape.
Did the Wraith have a cassette?
No, it definitely didn't. I could double check right now on Discogs, but I think the
I wonder if it had like some weird like Australian or German or like
it had that DVD I want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then 27 different CD versions, but yeah, I think Bizarre was the end of the cassette tapes. Just kind of interesting to see when that trailed off.
And then it's funny that now, fuck, we're so dumb. Magic Ninja has gone back and put out a lot of their stuff on tape, and I'm like, fuck, I kind of want to start. It's maybe a little too late, but they've put out
collecting them. The House of Crazies box set's super cool.
They've definitely done Most Tasteless, Freak Show, Green Book. I want to say there's one or two more that I'm like, ooh, that's. And
that's the new thing now is
newer
cassettes.
Ones. Yeah, like that's just the old one. Blaze has one less G on tape. But yeah, anyone who has their cassette tapes of those they want to trade, come find us. So yeah, where we were just talking about when that's
the releases, yeah.
And then in 2019, they released the vinyl, which Chris is staring at right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
double disc boy, right?
Yeah. Usually hip hop is double LP because of how thick the grooves need to be for all the fucking bass and shit in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at all those clouds.
Yeah, so you open it up, the gate, it's a gatefold, but the gatefold is just the back. No, yeah, it's the insert. That's what it is. The insert's spread across. Make a lot of noise here.
Yeah, that's cool. Like,
spread across two as opposed to the text over the shaggy face. That's the difference.
It's cool how, like, I mean, obviously I'm not a graphics person, and that's probably very easy to recreate, but, like, it's a very basic background, and they just, like, flipped around the stuff that, you know, like here his face is, like, it's not straight through, but on there it's straight through, and, like, stuff is...
They extended the clouds and the grass on the side there.
If someone knew what they were doing and kept all those files separately, but you know them, they probably just saved one file and had to fucking do it.
That would be funny. But it looks like it's the original. Yeah, they had the original file still. The only complaint on the vinyl, the yellow, maybe it is close. I feel like the yellow is a little too greenish yellow.
Of the actual vinyl, yeah, no, that's like super green.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I guess it's Weed Smokin album, so it's kind of a hazy, yellowish green. But I would have more enjoyed a golden Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, like a super yellow.
But I think it's still cool. I'm a big mark for it.
And then the bonus tracks, you have all 4 on the vinyl, but they're in a different order than they are on the CDs, so that's something.
Sorry.
Jesus. And then if you look on Spotify, and I assume on Apple Music and all those, you can find, which is so fucking weird why they do it, the regular version and the collector's tin version, so you can listen to the bonus tracks. Like, why don't they just put out one?
Just one digital version?
Yeah, to have 2.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So that's funny that last week I called them out for fucking up the Dog Beats one, and now they're fucking up this.
I will though enjoy that they are putting like so much random shit up on Spotify. Like there's just been randomly the past couple of years like little EPs and singles and shit. They're just like flooding their Spotify with. Yeah. So that's cool because I've become very lazy and listen to all my music through Spotify most of the time, unless I'm in the basement with a vinyl or the Dark Lotus CD, waiting to play it still, season later.
I need to not convert, but I need to put music that I want to listen to that isn't streaming. Mm-hmm. I need to like rip it and then put it on my external and bring it to work.
Especially for Juggalo works, there's so much shit that's not. They've done a good job adding shit, but so much that's not. Now that we're knees deep in the Juggalo world again, I want to like go through and find all the stuff.
Yeah, I can. My fucking Best of Def Leppard CD, like, not streaming, so I need to rip that.
I'm surprised they have a best of. Anyways, little note on the CD: I enjoy the green plastic inside the
very grass-like.
Case. Yes, very grass-like. I like when the plastics were different colors back in the day. Yeah,
it's very fancy. I'm surprised they didn't do a tinted, plastic.
Like the Juggalo brothers were.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking like the, I don't know. They did it for something else, too. So.
This is one we're talking about reissuing stuff on cassette. This would be a perfect one for them to put on cassette tape. Put on a green, solid-ass green cassette tape.
Yeah, a nice normal yellow one would be nice. So those are the versions. If we talked about like the past history. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, if you're that new of a fan, they've only done this album once live. Mm-hmm. So I guess you can call that merch because they put it on DVD.
Yeah.
So the Gathering in 2016, which was Gathering 17, motherfuckers should just stop doing one year so that you don't have to keep doing it. They did skip one, right? They skipped the one during COVID?
No, they had one during that, didn't they?
I thought they missed that one. So are they actually...
Yeah, they did. They canceled the COVID year. You're right.
So good.
It's lined up now.
But now they don't call them by numbers. Motherfuckers. They're like WrestleMania. Fucking Gathering of Dreams.
Gathering Mud.
Gathering Star.
Gathering Drug Bridge.
So the Gathering in 2016, they did this as a live performance, which... You can find it on YouTube. There's a DVD of it that they gave away as a VIP on a later tour. Right. Like you get your bullshit bag.
So I seen there's like a couple sitting on YouTube, but the rip of the DVD is on there, right? Like the good quality ones?
I believe so, but there's one or two that I've found where people say in the comments, this is better than the... But... Yeah, the DVD rip has like all the graphics, and I think it's straight on.
Yeah,
and like it alternates between like
a couple cameras.
I don't know if a couple cameras, but at least like when there's something in the background on the screen that's like
pulled forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If you asked people, I wasn't there, you weren't there. I think people who were there would say that is like a top 3 like Juggalo memory.
That's what we always joked about, though. We were like, that's what's going to bring us back.
For how many years did I go to a show and I would text you or leave you a voicemail and be like, they're fucking doing it.
Blazes in the Lion costume.
Like for years we would do that.
Which is also funny because... Part of me would believe it because we seen Blaze come out as Chewbacca at a Halloween after party. I'm like, he's got the costume.
It's so close. We could do it. But yeah,
that was a running gag forever.
Every random after party or whatever, like they're fucking doing it, or like you're late to the show. Like you better fucking hurry up.
They're doing it.
Because I was like, for a long time, they were all there. Like, how did it take that long? And ironically.
It was at the very end, yeah. It was like the last thing.
It was after.
Yeah, it was like a deal, yeah.
I don't want. Yeah, we're not gonna.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was just saying, yeah, it was why it didn't happen before then. It was crazy.
Maybe we talk about it in the wrap up, but like, yeah, no, this was post Twisted leaving, and they came back and did it. So super cool that they did, and or that it happened. It was cool image, and everyone like loved it, but. Yeah, there's a huge backstory behind that, whatever.
I'm saving it for the wrap-up. This is the one time you actually have to touch on that type of stuff, maybe.
Yeah, let's rather not. You have a bunch of should we have done this last week? The Oz-related songs?
Yeah, we could ignore that. I started it, but there's too many. I mean, the two at the top, I think, are the most notable. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, of course. Yeah. Is the greatest ever.
Song of all time, is what you're saying?
Just greatest Oz-related... pop culture thing. Sorry, Violent J.
Other than the CD.
And then Tin Man by America, I think, is very well known. And then there's just billions after that of not full-on songs or songs that like take bits and pieces of the story. So
like we're just talking even the same as we talked about TV and movies. And
yeah, we
like
kind of touched on that, but we didn't, I guess, say it enough that in music, it's always been a thing there that music also has taken the story of Oz and told the story through different lenses. And
yeah, I can see that for sure.
And here we are, the Violent J Juggalo version.
I mean, everything's. Well, why wouldn't it be? I mean, it's Juggalo world isn't.
Juggalo this, Juggalo that, Juggalo hat.
Juggalo watch, Juggalo hat.
That's what it is. Shout out to Bizarre.
Bizarre's looking good.
Yeah, everyone from that area is. Fat Father's jacked. Fucking Paradigm looks like a good, handsome ass man now.
Marv has COVID. Damn it.
I might have gave it to Marv. I don't know.
You're like, there's nothing wrong with having COVID.
Might have had it 3 times for all I know.
Oh, my throat's so scratchy.
You didn't get it from me. You got it from work. It'll take you 5 days to get it from here.
Well, then I'm going to take it from here. All right. Do we have anything else with the past of the CD? Or, I mean, of the, what we're talking about?
No, I had one more Wayback Machine note from
right.
from 6/18. So this is
6/18.
Yeah, so this is right before the release, a month before.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jay's update. As you might have noticed logging in, we have made available for your viewing pleasure the cover art of Violent J's debut EP.
As you may have noticed, we fucked up. It's going to be late. No, but not.
Yeah,
we're right on schedule.
There's another thing here, though, that kind of gets the cut. This devastating cover art was done by none other than Shaggy 2 Dope, and if you think that's some fresh flavor, then get this. The entire CD is done up in his drawings. What you see on the cover is what you get in the music. We're talking about some vivid, colorful, tripped-out, bizarre lyrics and mystical, out-of-the-world beats coming at you straight from Violent J himself. And if you think that is wig flipping, then hold on to your nuggets because Violent J is not alone in this one. All his homies are there. Shaggy, Jamie Mandrox, Monoxide Blaze, and Anybody Killer, each featured in a major role and are supplying the psychopathic sound that will send your eardrums to a mystical land you'll never want to return from. And he points out it'll be available in 2 versions. Regular edition with 2 bonus tracks, and version 2, only 10,000 copies pressed, featuring the Wizard of the Hood EP, plus 2 different bonus tracks now found in the regular version. It comes in special metal package with some extra goodies inside.
I mean, I wonder if there really are 10,000 of those.
I mean, that's a lot. I feel
that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I think that's probably a solid number because it's not one that they sat on the store for. They brought back on the store or anything like that.
And were those like at Best Buy or anything like that?
I think so. I feel like I remember seeing it in the
version,
store.
Really?
I think some of them went out to the masses.
The masses. They escaped the underground and leaked into the public.
Yeah, he came out of the sewers like the Juggalos on Bizarre.
Stupid.
So I was pointing out that if something is missing or something doesn't make the cut here, but he doesn't fully discuss it here as Shaggy's comic book. Now it just says his artwork's going to be all across.
Yeah, which is...
it still holds up, as you see when the CD comes out. It's just a insert. So it went from a comic book to probably a couple pages to shit, we got to get this out of the gathering. We don't want to delay it. We'll just do the insert.
Well, I mean, it's cool if he drew the back, too.
Yeah, he drew it all.
You
It's
can't
cool.
discount that.
But I'm surprised going forward they didn't release like a deluxe edition with him like drawing it,
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool to do an anniversary edition where it's a booklet that he actually makes that they planned.
There seems... We can just get real deep in the weeds of like stuff that doesn't come out. Not blaming Shaggy at all. But a lot of the stuff where they're like, man, he's going to draw all this stuff. I wonder if he's like, fuck I am.
Yeah.
And that ain't going to happen. Like...
How much in the loop was he on these posts that they're saying he's drawing?
He's like, Like, I mean, we joke about all the stuff, right? But within the past 2 years, on their Patreon deal, they had the thing where, like, you can buy this fucking painting, and it came with dirt, and it came with, like, a single, all this bullshit. But, like, it was, like, a lot of... Was that you, that noise?
I don't know. It came out of my throat. I don't know what it was. I didn't hear it.
It's like Dark Carnival attacking us.
Dark Lotus was looming over. Little remnants from last season still floating in the air.
Something floating in the air down here. But yeah, like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it was like, maybe that never came out because he's like, fuck, I can't do it.
I think Jay gets excited. He gets an idea in his mind. He gets excited and like says it before he like sits down and maps it out. A lot of times,
and we talk about that all the time. That's probably, but it's just funny that a lot of those now we're tying to his like drawings.
Yeah.
And again, not Shaggy's fault, but maybe he's like, fuck, I need more than 6 months to draw an entire comic
Right.
book, you know? I don't know. I think it's still cool.
Mm-hmm.
Still good artwork, if you will.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm down with it. That was me. Yeah. it's the air from the White Claw on my stomach.
While we're talking about it, last season we had our friend Samantha as a guest, and she has Shaggy's artwork tattooed right on her arm.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
She has
full band.
Yeah, the entire, what do you call it, Wizard of the Hood, you know, all the members and all the background and such.
It's a continuous loop, too, as opposed to the cover does not, you know.
Show that, you know.
Well done. I dig it.
So there's that out there. I don't know if I've seen any others. I'm sure there are. So if you have any Wizard of the Hood tattoos.
We'll share it if we'll have to ask her.
She said it's okay if we do the show her Lotus tattoo.
Okay.
So that would have already come out by now because that was a long time ago.
We'll verify again the other arm.
Anywho. Yeah, what else do we have about past before we dive into the lyrical nonsense that is this track? I think we can jump right in.
Yeah.
If we forgot something, we can always go back, right?
I think so.
All right. We did not mention that the other member of this album is Mike P.
Mike Peasy Wheezy for Sheezy, as they call him.
Because he, obviously, as we talked about the history of Psychopathic, he was a big part of The Wraith, and that came out right before this. Cracked Tiles, obviously, he was a part of. Hatchet Warrior, he worked on, and then this is right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
So he is full producer.
We had him a little bit last season. He was the final touches and the final couple songs, the Mars session, as we call it.
He was the glue of the Lotus. He was not the MVP, but he was the glue.
We didn't touch on. Should we discuss the Wiz now?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of alluded to it last week, but you didn't go full into what the Wiz was. You did. I don't even think you knew you did this. You definitely called it the urban version. I know that's what they call it, but like that doesn't age well.
No, it doesn't. But it's an urban setting. It's in a city. It's
still what I think they would refer to it as, but just in today's age, it's like, oh fuck.
It's like you're saying it's the black version.
It kind of
it's like it's just a word but
that's almost better to like call it that.
Yeah.
Because and now we're
dancing around.
We're going to do a lot of this coming up in this season for sure. But we talk about words in this in our gimmick here, and you know, because we're going lyric by lyric, so words come up. Yeah. Yes, it's almost less offensive, I think, to call it the black version than the urban. Just seems like you're like scared to say.
It's always like when like the Grammys have like urban as a music
genre. Like, fuck, that's so dumb. Just call, and that's not, man. I'm digging myself a deeper hole. Like it's when you call it something to avoid calling it something else. Yeah. But truly, if a group of people said, "Fuck it, we want to make our own version of it," like in our eyes, in our voice, in our look, in our everything. They wouldn't want to call it something that was like a word to use about just, yes, this is what it is. Yeah. So like it's strange how the English language works.
Try to say what it is.
Regardless, sorry, I buried you on something and then just said you were probably better off. But go ahead.
We'll call it the Motown version.
Because it's more accurate.
Because it's a Motown artist all over it.
Then what is this? Was the Del Rey version?
Psychopathic?
It's the Farmington Hills version.
What was I saying? The Wiz, very important piece of this season. As Jay even says in his booklet here, not booklet, in the credits, it says, it was produced, arranged, and samples were jacked by Violent J, co-produced by Mike P. So, as we're going to go through this, you'll realize that The Wiz is the fucking cornerstone of this album. A lot of the music is built around the tracks on there. When we get to the canon song of this album, Homies to Smoke With, that's heavily Wiz influence. So I think keep that in your mind as we move forward. If you want to watch The Wiz, I did for the first time. A little long. It's a long movie. Not bad though. Michael Jackson tears it up in it. Diana Ross, very good. Some good songs that you'll be hearing throughout the season. But yes. I think that'd be a question for Jay himself. Is like, did you watch that before you did Wizard of the Hood, the song, or did you watch it afterwards?
Yeah.
When you started pulling these samples and stuff.
Yeah. Was it a later in life cult classic for you, or was it like early on?
Because Wizard of the Hood feels like it's influenced by Wizard of Oz, but this album is heavily influenced by The Wiz.
Heavily, quote unquote. Also funny that I just had a look while you were talking. This is a psychopathic release. Yeah. It's like the side number is like 4015, I think. For being all the beats totally stolen, it's like, for a second, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it was like Riders or, on Joe and Joey or whatever, but it's not.
And it was distributed by Red Distribution at the time. This one does not have that on there. This was straight up. Yeah,
that was way newer.
Sold through their personal.
Personal? Yeah.
Yeah, that was straight psychopathic. They don't need distribution anymore on that. Distribution.
So, that's, how'd we get on that from Mike P?
We're talking about you're talking about Mike P being.
So you're insinuating that Mike P stole all the beats?
No, Jay himself said he did.
Okay, just making sure.
But I thought, before we got into the deep dive track by track, I thought I might as well touch that The Wiz is cornerstone of this album, along with Mike P. Yeah,
much. If you're a fan of our past seasons, you're gonna hear us not do this as much. There's not as many like. The song was on something else, or that's going to go away a little bit. But the fact of what got sampled is definitely going to be a staple of the future episodes on this season. So, and most of those, if not all of them, are from
all of us from The Wiz.
So you'll be hearing that more often than not here coming up. Not in this episode per se.
There's some samples though.
There are more like not even samples. They're just like what do you even call them? Like references?
Drops.
Drops. You ready? We're just going to get right into it.
We got a lot of hidden meanings here, I think. A lot of deep metaphors in these lyrics.
Well, since my computer died right now, that's okay. I'm going to move to my notebook because there's not much to look on there. Intro. I believe it's 40 seconds, correct?
Yes. Track number 1.
Track 1, 40 seconds. All right, well, that's the tail of the tape right there. Not a lot of lyrics here. Literally sounds like Jay is in the studio.
Smoking weed.
And just saying, is this thing on? And then he starts to go. So, I mean, we can dissect each line, if you will.
I just like to say, I don't know who put this on here originally, if it's Mushy Mustard or someone else. I just like the lyrics on Genius go, is it going? And then in quotations, inhales weed, exclamation point, exclamation point.
So dumb. Then he goes on to say, this is for juggalos.
It's for juggalos. Smokers record. I hope y'all like stories.
Smokers record. I hope you all like stories. I got my boys here. We're about to tell you a story. Then he coughs.
Real coughing, yeah. You can tell he's really hitting in there.
And then, so in there, it almost sounds like, and maybe I'm misinterpreting. To me, other songs, other artists, whatever, do this, where it sounds like you're flipping through a radio. Mm-hmm. Kids, back in the old day, you didn't just hit a button and first of all, kids, there's a thing called the radio that plays all different songs at different times, and you get to like pick what you're listening to.
You don't get to pick; you just pick which station.
Well, what station,
which type of genre you want to land on.
And now you hit the button and it pops up. But back in the day, you had to turn the dial, and you literally heard like the
knowing damn well. Struck the hour. My heart is calling. Counseling, but
sounded like that's what they're trying to go for, but that wouldn't make any sense. They're in the studio and they're like playing with the radio. Like,
no, yeah, I think it's like I take it the other way, that they're not trying to do that at all. They're trying to make it like it's Jay's mind as he hits a joint. Like, oh, here's fucking Guns N' Roses. Oh, here's this. Here's like
I didn't pick up on that at all.
I was thinking that as he's smoking the weed, like these are the fucking noises and shit he's hearing, and then he just fucking gets sucked into the Oz realm.
The Oz realm. So the two that we pick out, and there could be more in here, and if you know what any of this stuff is, any of the background, please let us know. Or they like the chanting, real weird.
The one, like, yeah, like the chanting we were talking about, it sounds like it'd almost be like old field recordings. You ever listen to any of that? Like Smithsonian. I forgot the dude. He would drive around the South and just pull up on people on porches and record shit. And like, there's a bunch of cool compilations of like jail, like prisoners singing like hymns and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's what it kind of sounds like to me. Like it's some sort of field recording from like the Smithsonian.
That's got to be from something, but yeah, that could be from.
But like to
anything.
find that, it's fucking impossible.
The two that we can pick up on are obviously Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
I'm about to tell y'all a story.
And then Blam by
Hot Wings.
by ICP from The Wraith.
Yeah.
That came out 6 months ahead of that.
It's cool though, because it's still like you're in that time.
For sure.
When you hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the fucking Wraith era.
And there's more. There's going to be more to it, but you got to wait till the end of the season because I don't want to ruin whatever we're going to talk about. So I have an issue. I have two issues with this.
Yeah.
Right away. Like if you're okay. I want to go to a new segment on the show.
Okay.
And I think it's going to fail miserably. So are you ready?
We need something to replace the Booski of the week, and I'm not doing the marijuana of the week.
The weed of the week.
The strand of the week. I'll be naked and run around screaming.
The fucking gummy of the week.
Yeah, I'll probably be dead.
I want to phone a friend.
Okay.
I'll use my phone a friend.
Who do you want to call? Got an astronomy buff there?
No, I have a friend, though.
Okay.
I want to call Rex.
Does he know what's happening?
No, he doesn't at all. This is just a straight cold call.
Oh, this is fun.
I don't think I've ever called him in my
He's
life.
going to even answer?
Probably not. And I don't know if we should talk about what we're going to talk about first. So Rex was our first guest.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest host because you missed an episode.
Yeah.
Or I skipped you, whatever the fuck. I don't think he would mind us saying he is a partaker and a connoisseur or a whatever. He's not like snob. Like connoisseur sounds like snobby about it, right?
No,
he's partaken for the past, for as long as I've known him. Yeah, so that's been 20 years.
Yeah.
So I have a question about this for him. You think he's going to pick up the phone? I really want to try to do this every episode.
Just call a random person.
Yeah. See if this works. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Dialing Rex. Never called him before.
He probably thinks you're in jail.
Probably.
You get bailed out.
I have a story about that. Not with Rex, but there's no way. I think this is a funny gimmick. I don't know. It'd be way funnier if it actually worked. It's not too late, is it?
Tell him he has to call the hotline
Your
back.
call has been forwarded to
Damn
an automatic.
it. All right, well, we'll see if he calls us back during the episode, but probably not. So this is my take. Me not being in this realm, if you will. I feel, I don't even know how to phrase this, and this is going to sound like I'm knocking ICP, but it's not. When someone we'll just say music, refers to weed, we'll say Cottonmouth, we'll say Ice Cube, we'll say Twisted, whoever like uses it in as a normal reference, right?
It's in their gimmick or their lyrics.
It's very natural.
Yeah.
Like it's part of them.
Right.
This CD feels like it's the first time Jay has ever smoked.
He's like he's a 16-year-old kid.
And he has to like make every reference and every cough and every like, I sound cool at the like at the cafeteria table with my friend. Like, it's very forced. And I know that in this time is when he started. Like,
I was before you even brought this up. That was the thing I wanted to mention is we're getting into where Jay just started smoking weed, and he's like,
but it's just I don't know. I don't know if cringy isn't the word, but it's just like you're a fucking like 12-year-old kid who like just like found it in your parents' room for like the first time. Like,
no, it is like you said. It's a good question to ask weed smokers that they find it like, oh, this guy's like.
Yeah, like a rookie move.
Yeah, he's like acting like you said, acting like a high school kid. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask Rex, if he thought this was like forced and weird, but
I don't think it's forced. I think it's just, again, he's too excited about. Like
so excited.
Do you remember that era though? Like when I remember he went on Stern in this era and was like, "I found weed, man." Like he's like, everyone always smoking. I finally tried it, and it's so good. And he was so like,
it's like the first time he saw Cheech and Chong, and I was to tell everyone like,
oh, man, quit taking all them panic attack mental medicines, man.
Uh-oh.
Is that right? Were you on a? You see, let me tell you something. There's another guy who works at the station who went off his mental medicine.
And got real mental.
And he went mental. A lot of guys who are mental.
But see, I found another medication.
What is your drug? Really? What is it?
It's the Mother Earth. It's the
cannabis?
Sweet nectar cannabis.
Oh,
dude.
Doing it himself
listen
now?
to me.
This
now
is
he's
an
doing the pot. The time has come.
Shaggy 2 Dope, you work with Violent J. Do you see a difference in him from going off his mental medication? Are you nervous?
Big time. His new mental medication helps him out a lot more, man.
His pot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to call it mental medication.
he was so into it at that time, and then like, I don't know at what point it like kind of just fizzled out, and like obviously he still was smoking, but like, come on now,
what? I'm just blowing my nose. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're not getting into the weeds here.
Yeah, it's, what were you saying? I don't know. I apologize.
I was saying
we're never going to any gathering or getting any guests on the show.
The Wraith era, it was very I don't like it. It was like the thing. It was like, yeah, weed was like part of it, and then just I don't know, bled into the like it just became part of the culture. We never really was rapping about it. Like like you said, Twisted was always their thing. They always had weed songs to this day. After this era, was there really any like ICP weed, J weed?
Oh yeah, 100. There's a ton of them.
But like I don't know, on the level like
of like being on every song, like being their gimmick.
Yeah, no it's just kind of like
I think it comes and goes.
Comes
like,
up.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he. That's an interesting question. Has he continued to be a smoker, or or did it come and go? Did he have eras of not smoking?
I think at this point he's because.
Oh, he's knee deep in the fucking ganj right now.
And like
in the hippie lettuce.
I'm sure he tried it back in the day, but it seemed like he wasn't smoking. Like I Twist was around, they're getting high as hell all the time around him. He wasn't doing it, and then when he finally did, it was just like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. So like sweet.
Where have I been?
Yeah, it was like a good 6-7 months of him being like, man, why isn't anyone else doing this? This is fucking awesome. And they realized, oh, fucking everyone else is doing this. I'm just behind the train. Yeah.
But yeah, do they still? I don't. I'm trying to think of specifically like other songs. The only one I'm thinking of is "Pass It to the Sky," where he talks about.
But it's a KMK like collab, so it makes sense.
That song was fucking fire, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he mentions it, but yeah, not
like at this level where every album is littered with it.
It ties into the end of the CD, but when they were wrestling, the fucking Magic Blunt spot, so fucking dumb. But again, that's like a kid, like the first time he learned about it. Like, oh, let's do this. Like, it's so cheesy that...
I didn't find it cheesy. Like, I don't... But then again, at the time, I was fucking a high school kid smoking weed for the first time, too. So.
Like you and Jay. I don't know. I find it weird that... Not weird. I'm curious if other people feel the same way.
I can see your point. But I think this works as a smoker's album, as he calls it.
So that's my next question.
Yeah.
Why does it, or is it, does it have to be? I don't think it has to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Then why does he have to say it like that?
What are you bringing up here?
Oh, fuck. Like, Chris just got this big, like, light bulb
My
over his
Columbo
head.
head came up. Just one more thing. I had one more Wayback Machine note. This is after it dropped. Oh, no, that's not the note. Anyways, I'll read it here. No. There's... I thought this is it where he says... I don't know if it was this or in the book. There's somewhere he's like, it's a weed smoking album, but if you don't smoke weed, it's still fresh as fuck. He says it like that. Maybe it was the first post he said that. Nonetheless, yeah, he even points out.
Said that?
Yeah,
okay.
And I think it was because I believe there's only been one time I gotten high and listened to this album, and it was perfect. Felt great.
It was earlier today.
No, it was literally in 2003. I'm gonna have to do it this season. Maybe that's bonus. I have to do it one time this season.
That's gonna be a fucked up episode that I'm gonna have to corral everyone during. Talk about me being mad.
But yeah,
let's just do it in the car. Let's just put the microphone in the middle
clam
of the car.
bake like we used to back in the
like we used to.
Well, we did, and you just hang out with everybody.
Fuck. Anyways,
back in the old transport.
So yeah, that was my other point, that like it doesn't have to be like, it's obviously a theme through the CD. Now I'm trying to think. I know we already talked about it last week. It wasn't a theme through the songs, right? Wizard of the Hood and Wizard of Del Rey.
No, definitely not. They're just drinking in that one.
Good old drinking. Which
good old drinking.
It's funny that like ICP never really talks about drinking either.
No, but then at that point they're 16, 17. Like, yeah, that's why.
At that point, Shaggy's like 12.
Shaggy's 12.
But like, yeah, that's not part of their real gimmick either. They never really like talk about it. But it's funny that in those they do. But you're right. That's like house party music. So it's literally what they're talking about.
Even if they weren't drinking, because they're like just, I feel like at that point they were just nerds.
Yeah,
so even if they weren't drinking, like they just knew that's what party songs were. Like, yeah, that's how I felt.
Oh, I'm with you. But yeah, I don't think you have to partake to be to enjoy the record.
No.
So we'll wait till the end of the season to see if we think this album is Juggalo canon worthy.
Holds up, stands the test of time.
But I don't think you have to.
You get naturally high on Mike Peasy's production. It's very crisp.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I was saying about.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it like that, but I was just gonna like. I didn't think of it as being cheesy or like if you're a smoker being like rolling your eyes at it. But I was gonna bring up like, man, this is where Jay's like fucking like a high school kid, very excited about it.
He's loved
so
it.
it's funny that you brought it up that way. It's true.
His magic blunt is HARD.
Magic blunt to magic blunt.
You're getting way out of yourself now. Yeah, so Rex isn't calling me back, so this will be an ongoing thing. Let's just try to call someone every couple episodes.
Try to call a stoner we know and see if they answer.
Well, not about that. Do you know any other Juggalo partakers of the Devil's Lettuce?
I guarantee you Steve's not going to answer you.
No, fuck no.
He's the only other one I would think of.
I have ideas for other people throughout the season for other questions. So if you are our friends and you we have your phone number, we may give you a call later in the season. But yeah, I just didn't know if you knew any other you don't know other than like me and Steve and Rex, like do you interact with any other Juggalo or Juggalo affiliated? Or
that's always the story. I would just be like the guy hanging out with you guys. I'm like, who's that one? I recognize that guy.
Fuck.
The few we've discussed on the show, but I know them all through you.
No one like that. You would just be like, oh,
separately. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna call fucking like Caleb or something.
K Fresh.
He's not gonna. He wouldn't pick up. He would answer our phone.
In my circles, none of my friends were Juggalos outside of Steve.
It's very disappointing.
Brian Boca, I haven't spoken to him in 20-something years, but he went to a few shows with us back in the day.
Let's give him a call right now.
I don't know where he lives. I don't know if he's alive.
Damn it, that's a downer.
Last I heard, he was like a corporal in the army or something.
That's good.
Not Robinson.
I would hope not. Yeah, I'm just looking through my thing. I don't want to bug anyone else. But, I mean, there's other people we could call, but...
I'm going to go back to the lyrics.
Okay, let me dig back through my... Oh, there they are.
Violent J, just like in Dark Lotus, big on the chicken wings. Still feeling the chicken wings.
Well, that's from another song.
Still, he went out of his way to make sure... I want to drop the hot wings line in there. I mean, it makes sense. You get high, eat some wings, watch The Wizard of Oz. Sounds like a good night.
You know what we didn't talk about is the history of The Wizard of Oz in pop culture as it goes towards music with, like, playing the...
Oh, yeah.
Playing, what's it? Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah. So, by the end of this, I think we need to take The Wiz. We obviously can't... I guess you could play it on a loop. That's what you do. Dark Side of the Moon, I think, plays twice through Wizard of Oz.
I mean, it's only got to be only 70 minutes, so yeah, the movie's got to be twice as long.
Yeah, I think you loop it, but it still works. But for The Wiz, we would need to play this album because you're not counting the bonus tracks. You have to play this album like fucking 7 times over The Wiz, so that won't work. But I think we need to like take parts of The Wiz and like see if it matches up.
The only thing that I've found matching up lately is that in preparation for this, I've been listening to it like when I go shopping.
And if covers the one.
If I'm in Meyer longer than this CD is, I've spent way too much time. Like I got to be in and out. So.
I'm usually listening to like weird paranormal podcasts when I'm in the grocery store.
Yeah, I have a hard time listening to podcasts while I'm shopping.
Yeah, because you could like drift away and like forget you listened like 20 minutes of it.
I've just been throwing this on, and the other day, right when I got out of the cashier's line, it was literally like the Wizard's Palace.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, just
dancing your way out.
Hit that shit and the page we turn. Do we have anything else to talk about this episode, this song?
I don't think so. That's
intro. I don't know what else to...
Where do you rate it on the album?
I mean, so far it's at least in the top.
The upper top.
Yeah, upper top, lower middle, somewhere around there.
You get a Mike P shout out. There you go. That's a reference. It's probably, as we did Lotus, we knew Mike P, but I think Mike P became a character in the Juggalo world around here. Remember he shows up on like Purple Show? Fucking Jay's like, put the camera on Mike P. He looks flabbergasted and he's
talking about being
stoned out of his mind.
High as fuck.
That motherfucker was in Oz on that clip.
Yeah.
We'll post that if we can pull it.
That picture. Good Lord.
Mike Peasy, you know him, he don't stop. Z-Man, my dog. We got our own special shit. Hey, tell him we about to get off into some Juggalo shit.
Where's that LA Kush? LA Kush.
Man, y'all call me front. You better edit that out. Man, we getting into some Juggalo shit, Pete. Like he's fucking flabbergasted. I see a white man. He's fucking tripping. Won't glove on.
But yeah, I guess that's the not everlasting Juggalo line or historical, but Mike P making an appearance as a character because he does become a character in the Juggalo world in this era.
I would say he becomes a character on just being the person who produced the Sixth.
Yeah, that's where you first start.
It's not like
because like Lotus you don't pay attention, but the Sixth you do because Clark was so synonymous with it, and then you're like, oh, who's this new guy? Yeah, that is true.
But this may be his first
shout out reference. Yeah.
Although he's literally created crack tiles, so he was on that.
Violent J created crack tiles.
That's a whole nother season. Whole nother season, whole nother story. I don't think I have anything else.
No.
I think we gotta cut this one. Not short. Well, for us, yes, but
that's good though.
Yes.
Good for your editing.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a short boy. So yeah, if you want to follow us, as we said, on any social media, that's at Juggalo RWD. That's for Rewind, if you didn't know.
Stop. Sorry. Sound effects from intro still in my head.
Anywhere you listen to us, please give us a little rate, review, subscribe, heart, follow, whatever you want to do. That's on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, Google, Stitcher, all those good places. 810-666-1570 is the phone number. Give us a phone call. Let us know if you've ever gotten high while listening to Wizard of the Hood. Or maybe you like listening to it sober like me while you shop at Meijer for yogurt and juice. Email juggalorwd@gmail.com or visit us on the website at juggalorewind.com.
.com.
Wrong CD.
Every time you say it, I just think back to that.
Chicken.com. All right, I think that's it. We will see you next week as we dive into... What's the next track on? What's the first track on this? Let It Rain?
Let it rain, wicked shit.
So, for Chris, this is Peter, and we need
Looks like
Mike.
rain.
Mike to start the beat. So, go ahead and start it, Mike. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.
Hope you liked it.